Many years ago we put a pipeline here, many years ago. Now we have to change some of the structures, and to do that we have to find that pipeline and move it without interrupting the process currently ongoing. So what we do is you first have to find it without breaking the existing line. So usually it's quite easy to dig a hole with a digger, but when you have to dig it without puncturing an existing line that's under pressure, you have to be very careful, especially if it's an old machine like this. I remember there's a junction here, but I can't remember exactly where. I thought it was there, so we've opened it up till here, and apparently my memory is not as good as I thought. So now it's starting to pick up the concrete skirting around, because we need to put a level new concrete out to where the loading docks will be. And we'll just wiggle it around that rock until it breaks.
Let me paint you a better picture of what I'm doing here. I'm breaking up the apron around the existing concrete floor where we offload and load trucks on a daily basis. We have to sometimes offload and reload 10 to 12, 30 pallet truckloads a day, and it has to be done fast and efficiently. So I want to replace the existing forklift trolley jack operation with a purely trolley jack operation. With a forklift you can offload 30 pallets in about 30 minutes, while with hand push trolley jacks you can do it in about 10 minutes. You'll see what I mean later in the video.
Alright, so I'll do the layout here according to the plans I've drawn up. And it needs to be dug out here about 1.6 meters deep to get the truck level, and this needs to be finished by 3-4 weeks from now. But the sand is very loose, so now we dig the ditch where the foundation is going to be, fill it up with water over the week, and then next week we'll be ready to dig the foundations. We have to dig about just under a meter deeper than what it currently is to reach the height of the trucks. Now we start to dig out to the level that we want to reach. The trucks are normally about 1.55 to 1.6 meters high, and we want to be level to the concrete, so we need to go from the concrete down about 1.6. We've got the pipeline in and covered up. Made sure there's no rocks on the pipeline. Now we're just filling in the ditch. The digging is going well on the loading dock space. Right now we're wetting down everything. Tomorrow I want to do the final digging. Got more machines incoming. We've got it basically to the level that it needs to be there, but it needs to be cut right through. And I want to finish it in one day. We gotta get this done now. Right, early morning now. We're starting with the big machines. Get the leveling and the compacting done. Hopefully we've done enough preparation that the job can go quickly, because I have just over 1.5 days in my budget to use these machines. So now things have to happen quick. I finished measuring out this area, the levels on that. But we also have to move this embankment a little bit. You often see these TV shows where things have to get done very quickly, and it so often feels false. know, like it's not true, like they're putting it on, but really you pay the machines per hour. Got about, what, 15 hours worth in the budget with all the machines running. So the preparation is important. You need to get all the preparation done to the point that the moment the machines touch ground, they can start working. So it just climbed off the truck and it's pushed its first load of sand. So it's about an hour and a half after we offloaded the machines. We've got most of this flattened out. Now this has to drop down to about that same level there. More machines arrive. Now I was just finishing compacting this embankment here, making it nice and smooth. Then we need to start working on that level. That level is almost finished, and we can start bringing in compactable soil. So now we've got this leveled out exactly as it should be. And behind me, the first dump truck with the first compactable soil just arrived to dump. That's just about level. Just got to fill up that hollow beyond him. I just need to quickly mark out one more level right about there. Put one brick. I need both hands. Lorry is dumping the compactable soil gravel aggregate, which will then flatten out. The compactable soil has been pre-wetted with water, but we'll wet it a little bit further. And in the meantime, the excavator has started to level out this area. So there's a 500 square meters of concrete that needs to be laid here at an angle. I'll measure out the 1 in 100 drop to the side as he goes on. Right, we're on the second day of the job, and finish this job today. So we're just going to complete this leveling out. That bottom part has been completed. Got the grader here as well. We can start doing the fine tuning on the levels. I'm constantly giving him reference points for that level. Reference point here, there, and he's just working towards that. Here the contractors are digging out the foundations. This area is quite big, bigger than the loading dock itself. The idea is that you sometimes have 3 trucks. You'll have 2 trucks, sometimes 4. 2 trucks offloading and loading again, and then you have to have this where the other 2 trucks will be lining up to be next to load and offload. Area is now compacted, and we've got a couple of trucks to drive onto it to check and further compact it. It is now ready. Now we just need to complete that road down to that level, smooth that out, and then that roller has to tomorrow finish compacting this area in the top. Foundations have been cast and the building has started. The picture should be becoming slightly clearer now about how the loading dock's going to work, the dock levelers going to work. The first fruit will be harvested 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks from now, and then everything needs to be tidied up, cleaned up, painted and ready for work. All the walls have been built and steel in the foundations, and now they will just need to cast the concrete in the walls. So in this gap the dock leveler is built into that levels the ramp up for the forklift or trolley jack or whatever to go into the truck. Holding out the pits where the dock levelers go in. Alright, the top and bottom concrete being poured, so this is starting to take shape now. The frames are in. Right, most of the concrete on the dock levelers is now poured and smoothing it up. So the building is basically completed now, just the guide rails for the truck wheels. Hectic days. So these are the foundations for the guides for the truck. That'll make it easier for the driver to align with the loading dock. And that's the last of the concrete work here. Right, so the last of the chemical anchors going in to secure the guide rails for the trucks. Some rails are going up now. Right, installing the dock levelers. Jy moet nou sommer net kyk hoe daai meganisme werk daar voor hy hom laat sak. Our professional welder. Right, so this is the culmination of this effort. Getting to load the trucks faster. So you can have 5 or 6 or even 8 trolley jacks at a time, which is much faster than a forklift would have been. So it also looks like we created sufficient space for two trucks to pull in simultaneously without too much effort. One full, this one half. And then this was ultimately what this was built to do, offloading fruit at the pack house. The 3 or even 4 trucks at the same time offloading, and you have to load the empties again to the field, and that takes a lot of time. And with 12 trolley jacks you can do it's about 6 times faster than a forklift, even if you have 2 forklifts. Overall, much faster. Right, and this is a good time to catch the end of this video. Doing final adjustments on the height. I need about another, I would say, 40 millimeters of height here on this area. You can see when we wet it, some mud accumulated here, or water accumulated here and made mud. This is where we want to fill it up. And we can show off our brand new machine. The old machine was tired, done for. The new one is taking over the easy part of the job now. But I hope that was an interesting video. I enjoyed making it. Very different from the other videos. See you on the next one. Cheers.